Well, hello and welcome to our final episode of Husky Hoops. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. And with me, as always, the icon himself, the voice of the best, Joe D'Ambrosia.
I like the reverb. It's like an old 60s radio station.
What's going on with the reverb here?
It's all right. I'm fixing it.
Is this you or?
No, it's all of us.
So all of us are in reverb. That's weird. Is that yeah, I'm in reverb too. That's weird. I don't think it's the. I don't think it's.
It's not me. No, you're right.
See, all right. This is me.
This is me.
That's you. Good, Steve.
And me. This is
You're
all right. We're
good?
good now.
Yep.
We're good. We're good now.
Oh, as soon as I had Maria. Okay, talk again, Steve.
Hello.
It's when I added Maria, for whatever reason.
Okay. It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be your phone.
It's something. I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can fix her. I'm gonna send her out.
It's probably just her phone.
I'm gonna kick her out. Yeah, go. Yeah, go. Sorry, start again.
All right. The icon, voice of the Huskies, the best of the best, Joe D'Ambrosia. Joe, for our last episode of Husky Hoops, and ending on such a positive note, a dominant weekend. And we also have Coach Human. Hi, Coach Human.
Do you know you love me? Say it.
Go to see you again. I do love you. I do love you. Every day I get to see you, I love you. Yes. And there's Maria again.
Maria's mic is adding. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. No, I cannot.
The echo.
Much. Yeah, go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now it's not echoing.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do with Maria is I'm gonna when she goes to talk, I'll just unmute her.
I got you.
It's something with her.
Yeah.
Her setup. I don't know what it is.
So at least it's not mine.
No, it's nobody's setup. It's only her setup because I went one by one.
Right.
We're wasting time with Joe. Go. We got Joe.
So Joe, the UCLA game was unbelievable. I thought they had such a great game plan going in. Every time Betts touched the ball, she was completely swarmed. They were knocking the ball out of her hand. She had turnovers. She couldn't get shots off. She was rendered pretty much useless. And the rest of the UCLA team seemed to just stand behind a three-point arc and just try to feed her the ball. And every time they did, they just collapsed on her.
Well, I mean, she got her points. I think, Maria, what the strategy was to make sure nobody else beat them. But I think they knew that she was gonna score. The difference was that the other players just didn't produce.
Yeah, there's that's exactly right. I think as far as with Betts, and first of all, they tried to once they could not even shoot at all from the outside. I mean, they were literally throwing bricks up. All they did try to do was get it to Betts and then try to kick it out, and that was highly unsuccessful. The defense was horrible. I mean, it was unbelievable from UConn standpoint, and the shooting was horrible from UCLA standpoint. They could not get a good shot. I'm trying to help Maria, by the way, as we're speaking, but cannot get a good shot.
We'll mute when she talks.
Go ahead, Maria. What'd you think of the UCLA game?
Yeah, she can't hear it for some reason. I don't know why. Good. She can't hear us. I don't know why she can't hear us. It's got to be her
Okay.
setup. So I don't really know because everybody else is
Oh,
in.
she can't hear anything.
It's something with her setup or when she comes in there. It's nothing I can do.
Okay. All right. Don't worry about it. I would say that the UCLA game was a beatdown, and to see them go in and beat two number one teams in such a short span of time, Joe, like you said, just the way that they did the tournament, the schedule is abysmal. Like I can't believe that they went that route. That is so taxing on players, coaches, and whatnot to have to go down and play in such a short span of time between the semifinals and the finals and the travel. I don't know how you manage that.
Wait a
And
minute. What do you mean the semifinals and finals
of the tournament for the women? Because they played on
they play Friday and Sunday. The men play
Sunday.
Saturday and Monday. They play Friday and Sunday
with the travel in between.
It's the Spokane thing that was the problem.
Yeah, from coming from Spokane, having to go straight to Tampa, then you're playing so quickly. And I just thought that's an unfair way to do things for the women, and they don't necessarily deserve that. I would expect them.
Well, that has a lot to do with the money thing. It's not fair to women, but that's what it has to do a lot with. So I think that
you think it's purely financial.
Oh yeah, it's 100% a financial thing. There's no doubt about it. Maria, what'd you think of the performance?
See if she can.
Yeah, I can hear you guys now. I don't know what was
going. We got it. Good. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been getting kind of emotional about this one for some reason. It's like, this team has been through hell and back the last couple of years of battling injuries and just not being able to string it together. And I was just so proud and so happy to see the way that they played. The final four games were pretty boring. On the girls' side, I felt like Texas and UCLA didn't even show up. So I would have loved to see just better games at that point. But I do think that UConn just put on an absolute clinic, all tournament. I think the closest game they had was against USC, right? With 14 points.
Yeah, that was it.
It was just, everybody, when we came out in the UCLA game and Jana played the way that she did in those first 10 minutes. She was a force. Yeah. I think that just really set the tone for the rest of the Final Four. That kid played her heart out and really did an amazing job on bets and just did not allow them to get going. And I think it was just a trickle-down effect. It took Paige a little bit in that first game, but Sarah Strong was just unbelievable. And then Easy obviously turned it on as well. It was just complete dominance. I haven't seen a run like that of just – it looked like we were playing against high school teams.
And really nobody was expecting it. Nobody was expecting it at all. And I think it was because Gianna could drink water.
I'm not
20
surprised.
points.
I think they've been playing the best. We've been saying all the way even up to the tournament that I thought their defense was the best that I had seen possibly ever from a UConn team, just top to bottom. And I think that really just parachuted them. And then once they got the offense clicking and everybody started shooting well, it was like I don't think there was a team in the tournament that could have beat us playing the way that we did down the stretch. It was just pure dominance, just total domination.
Yeah, I think we expected UConn to win.
Yeah,
Maria and I both said it. We obviously the margin of victory in the Final Four, nobody could have seen. And look, I said this before Maria came on. I think. I said it before the show started talking with Shu, was this they're better prepared than any team, and it's not even close. The comparison between coaching staffs is laughable. Even South Carolina did nothing different than they did in the first game when they got whipped by 29 points. and Dawn Staley's on the sideline making all these faces.
I loved it.
Getting angry and stuff. And, and the thing she did on Saturday, Maria, where she said, well, it's all about Paige and, blah, blah, blah. And they should pay attention to, it was that way last year with Caitlin. And, we have to deal with this. But did Dawn Staley mention one of her players? No.
Nope.
Who's the face of the South Carolina program? Who gets all the commercials? It's Dawn Staley. So you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, I thought everything that she did was pretty petty.
Unprofessional.
Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of like if you follow Dawn and like, listen, it's really, really easy to be awesome when your team's playing awesome, right? Like, it's very easy when everything's going your way to act a certain way and whatever. But when the shit hits the fan and you have an absolute meltdown on the bench in the middle of it was only the third quarter.
Right.
It wasn't like where there was 4 minutes left in the fourth. I mean, that's just like, to your point, Joe, they looked unprepared. I think that they thought they were just going to come in there and bully and like out athlete them. And like, we've seen many, many times with UConn teams that we don't necessarily have the athletes that other teams have. But we always stick to what we know. We're always the most prepared. I mean, the scouting report, it was kind of like a joke. I mean, and they made no adjustments at halftime.
Right.
I was assuming they were going to come out in the second half and like start pressing and trapping all over and try to get us to play really, really fast and like, face guard Paige I mean, the amount of times that Sarah Strong and AZ Fudd were left completely wide open was mind-boggling. There was one possession where they helped off AZ for KK driving in the lane. And I'm like, you just left a sniper open in the corner for a wide open three. She's already hit 4. Like, what are you doing?
Right. Right. They were so poorly prepared for that game. And nobody will say that. And
she was throwing a tantrum like she was a toddler.
I loved it.
I mean, kick. There's a lot of coaches get upset. They get. But she, kicking her feet like it reminds me of like what toddlers do. When they're kicking their feet on the bench like that. That was what it was like. She basically had no answer. Didn't prepare to have an answer, and she was frustrated, like so frustrated. Maybe as much with herself as with the team. Maybe, I mean, could be that. But it was a complete meltdown, South Carolina, on all levels. Like as far as what you said, Maria, like it wasn't just, she was upset, but people weren't covering giving wide open shots to UConn's best players, like to their stars. It wasn't like it was subs that were coming off the bench that they were giving wide open shots to. And that was my move. But I think the defensive point that you bring up, Maria, is really, really important because
crucial.
I mean, the UCLA game more than any other game, it was just like, I mean, when UCLA was shooting threes, they were air balls. They were literal bricks, like slammed into the backboard, slammed into the rim. Like it wasn't shots that were just missing. It wasn't like they were off and they just couldn't hit their shots. All they had was trying to go down inside to Betts and how do you say her name again?
El-Afi.
El-Afi was so physical with her.
Yes.
I mean, Betts came down and was trying to back her down, and she fought her every inch of and she would use that arm to try and like come around
clear out.
And she would fight her every time.
Yeah, and I think like credit to Ice Brady too. I think she came off the bench and played some good minutes on Betts as well. And then Sarah Strong. When both of them were out of the game and she had to guard Betts. I mean, like, listen, I'm not going to split hairs about who should have gotten MVP of the Final Four, but Sarah Strong to me was like, she was the nail in the coffin in both games. I mean, on both sides of the ball. I mean, this kid as a freshman putting up the numbers that she put up is so, I don't think people understand how crazy it is because she does it so effortlessly. Like, she doesn't even make mistakes, guys. Like, she doesn't make mistakes, and it's insane. But
her rebounding is incredible.
Oh, her rebounding, her passing, her ability to block shots, her ability to get in passing lanes and move people off their positions. But UCLA had no chance because once they made Betts uncomfortable, they were never going to be able to score enough points to beat us with us shooting well. Because you can't respond to every possession with a 2 when we're hitting threes left and right. It's a snowball being rolled down a hill that you're just never – they don't have enough firepower. And one thing that I will say about Dawn Staley, and I've been saying this for a couple of years now, and when she's had some bigs and other kids that can do some stuff on the perimeter, it hasn't shown as much, but this is twice now in national championship games, right? Because we saw this versus or in a Final Four versus LSU a couple years ago. It's almost like she refuses to recruit shooters. Like, they don't have any kids that are lights out 3-point shooters on their teams ever, Joe. It's like,
no, you're right.
You can recruit all these athletes. You can recruit a big kid. We all know if you don't have a kid that can knock down shots, like, they're just going to sag in the lane and they're going to sag off these kids that can get downhill. I mean, Malaysia Fulwiley did nothing against UConn.
Right.
Besides turn the ball over. Literally nothing.
I want to go back to the El Alfie thing for a minute because I don't think, as you said, she played phenomenally well. But I will also say this. They were beneficiaries of the fact that the officials let them play.
Yes.
Some of the stuff she did, she would have had 2 fouls within 2 minutes, and then it would have been a whole different game. So give credit to the officials for letting them play, which they should do more often than not. Yep. And the other thing, because my time's getting short here, I gotta run in a little bit, and I want to touch on a couple men's things before I go, is
please
the fact that we had talked during the year about Paige, and she might not have been the best player. Strong was the best player. But to see her get her validation and take her rightful place with the elite in UConn history, I was really happy for her. I can't lie. I mean, I think now she can be mentioned with the greatest players in UConn history.
Well, that's why I said, Joe, like, I got a little emotional because, it's she's been through so much.
Right.
I mean, this kid's gone through COVID. She's gone through injuries. She's gone through teammates having injuries and having, but like, literally, I don't think there's been another UConn player in the history of UConn women's basketball that has gone through what she went through in her 5 years there.
I would give you Shea Ralph as close.
But only her really from a personal level, Joe. Like,
well, but she also that last year and when Svetlana got hurt too.
But we still had Diana, Sue, Swin, Asia, Tamika, KJ, Shuey. It wasn't like, there was nobody left after 2 key injuries. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, last year, Paige, I mean, she had multiple games where she had to play 40 minutes.
Right. Right. Oh, I'm not saying Shea had more than
it's up there though. It's up there.
Paige did, but it's up there.
Yeah.
So to see her win that championship, and I know we talked about this on the radio show I was on with Steve and the folks on WBIX yesterday. If you have a 5-headed Mount Rushmore for UConn women's basketball, Paige is on it. Paige is on it now.
Joe, I wanted to ask you quickly, KK Arnold, would she step into the role as the point guard for next season with Chen leaving?
I would think so, yeah. I mean, don't forget, she started every game a year ago, and she had to adapt to a different role this season.
Right.
So, I think it's going to be different roles, but when you've got 2 All-Americans coming back, in AZ and Sarah, plus you've got this incoming class. You've got Shade, who played better, I think, than I gave her credit for during the year. El Alfie and Ice made strides in the tournament, obviously. I think if Ducharme's healthy, she's going to be huge next year because that's a kid who's also gone through so much physically, and the fact that she was able to play the last couple games, I really like because I like her. I love her as a player. But I think, I don't think there's a concern that KK Arnold can run the point.
No, I think the only thing I would say on that, Joe, is I think they got to figure out who's going to be the counter style of her being at the point, right? Because she plays very, very fast. Last year you had Nika, who would give you kind of like that steadiness, right? And this year that was Chen.
Right.
So I think I think she'll be fine stepping in there, but I do think they need to find a counter to her pace that they can throw in there when they need to.
Right.
And Joe, what did you want to say about the men? Because I know they got a couple transfers.
I think, they've only gotten one so far. They got turned down by the kid from Quinnipiac.
That's right.
And they got the kid
from Georgia
who seems like he's a good player. I was surprised Jaden Ross came back because he's been a non-factor for 2 years.
Wow.
But, I'm not surprised Stewart came back because I think he sees he could be a real frontline guy. And I hope Caravan doesn't come back. I hope he goes not just so he goes and starts his pro career. It's time, it's time for his sake. See what you get in the draft. And I don't, if Andre Jackson's and Adama Sanogo aren't playing in the NBA, I don't think Alex Caravan is playing in the NBA. And that's not to be critical.
It's just reality.
Jobs, it's just reality. But he could make himself a boatload of money playing overseas and stuff. So we'll see how this freshman class is coming in. There's no guarantees for next year. And I think that'll help them after the whole three-peat BS this year. Because again, and it's the last time I'll say it on this show, I think that put them under the gun from the beginning of the year.
It absolutely did. It absolutely changed everything around.
Hey, Joe, I wanted to ask you a quick one, just because I saw this graphic this morning that the dollar amount came out. Obviously, now the NCAA is giving, paying universities that make the conferences that make the tournament, etc. So I didn't see the guys' side yet, but I saw the women's side this morning, and to me, it just brought up like a huge red flag because you got the SEC for the women was at like 3.5 million, and that was the number one. Big Ten, I think, was right around 3 million. They were number 2. The Big East was 5th at $680,000.
Well, you only had 2 teams in the tournament.
And I just to me, it's like we got it. Like the Big East has got to figure this out.
But Maria, how long have we said this for?
I know, or we got to get out.
Well,
we got to pull the Band-Aid off, and we just got to get out. I mean,
that's easier said than done.
Oh, I know that, but
that's easier said than done.
I mean, that's crazy of a differential. You're talking.
On the men's side, you had 5 teams, but nobody got past the second round. So you're not going to make a boatload of money there either. All right, kids, I got to go. It's been
great.
Thank you,
Joe.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of this. I really appreciate it, and we'll do it again next season.
Yes, can't wait.
All right, Joe.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Maria, when did you make plans to go down for the game?
I didn't go to the game.
Oh, because you said you were on I thought you said you were on a flight to Tampa. No, you weren't.
So we had a family trip planned for Disney this week. So we got here Monday.
Oh, okay.
We're here till Saturday. I was going to potentially change my flight a day earlier to try to go down for Sunday, but there was like only 2 seats on a flight, and it was like $3,000 to change the seats. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be spending enough money at Disney this week, because it's like this is where like bank accounts go to die. I think
it is everything.
It's unbelievable how expensive it is. Like $18 for like a beer down here.
Disney's crazy.
Oh my gosh, man!
It's crazy.
Bottle of water is like $9. I'm like, what kind of water is this? Am I gonna like? Is this the fountain of youth? Like, what
I won't go. I refuse. I refuse.
Oh my gosh!
I refuse to go to
Yesterday
Disney.
Yesterday we did Animal Kingdom, and then we did Hollywood Studios. I really like Hollywood Studios. I think it's cool. I like walking around. Today we went to Epcot, which is my favorite because I love all the architecture in the different countries.
Yep.
And then tomorrow we're going to Universal. So
I have a great Epcot story.
I bet you do, shoot.
This is good.
I bet.
Okay. This was about, I don't know, how old am I now?
Did you drink around the world?
Well, I didn't really drink. I was there for an event. So, and then I said, let me just go over to Epcot for myself, have like a, I wasn't with family or anything.
Was your shirt still on?
This wasn't when I was in my 20s, Steve. This was when I was in my mid 40s. So I go there. My son must have only been a couple of years old. So I go there, and I get food. I'm walking around like you do. You walk around, at a beer or whatever. And they have, the spaceship ride. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that used to be my favorite.
So they have the expert, and then they have the lightweight one, whatever they call it. So I'm like, I see some kid bopping around, goes right into the expert. I'm like, I'm going in the expert. So I go in the expert. That thing takes off, Maria. I was in bad shape from the second the depth perception thing happened. I was in bad shape 10 seconds into the ride. I'm not kidding. 10 seconds into the ride, I was in bad shape.
Well, you were drinking.
I didn't know, but I wasn't drinking. I had like a beer or two at that point. I hadn't really even like.
Maybe you're a lightweight. We don't know.
Listen,
no, some of that stuff like throws your equilibrium off and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only word I could use is effed up. I was effed up at this point. So it's going, and now you're on there. It's like I don't know what it was. 5-minute ride, 10-minute ride, and I'm hanging. There's a guy next to me. And I'm just hanging on for dear life, like just thinking, get me off this thing. So the ride ends. I'm all messed up. I mean, messed up. I get off, and I could barely walk. Okay, like I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. I shit you not. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. Okay, I see kids coming out of the expert, bopping around, hopping around like it was nothing, and I can barely walk. So I'm walking. This goes on for an hour. An hour. And it was during like Christmas time because I remember it was always Christmas thing going. And for an hour, finally, like I'm calling my father. I'm like, hey, just tell Nicole, like I'm in bad shape, Like I didn't want to alarm her, but I'm like, I called him just to be like, I'm in bad shape. If I call you, I'm going to the hospital. You'll know why, right? So, but finally, after an hour, my equilibrium, like you said, started to resettle, and I was okay.
You must have had vertigo.
It was like one of the worst hours of my life. Like I was messed up. So anyway, but that's my story. But the craziest part about the story is I see I'm in bad shape, and these 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds bopping off it like they did nothing. They literally.
Don't you remember though, when you're young, you're like invincible. It doesn't affect you as much, right? Are you guys Star Wars fans at all?
I am. I like Star Wars. Yeah.
Like we were at Hollywood Studios yesterday, and I went on. They have 3 rides in the Star Wars, part. And one is like a flight simulator where like it feels like you're going to space and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. Then I went on this other one where you're on like basically a spaceship. Then there's the Rise of the Resistance, right? So I'm in line for that yesterday. Everyone that's there is huge. I've seen Star Wars, but I'm not like
a diehard.
Yeah,
right.
Like I couldn't tell you what was even happening on this ride. Let's just put it
were the people dressed up as the characters?
Some of them were. They had like capes on and it was
it's the best.
It's crazy. So everyone in line is like talking about how this is the best ride in all of Disney, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. Like I love Soarin' at Epcot. I think that's a really cool ride. But anyways, this ride starts. It's like 10 minutes long. I almost fell asleep. I had no idea what was happening. So we're getting off, and I'm walking with all these Star Wars fans, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it was so immersive!" Felt like, and I'm like, was I on the same ride as these guys? Did they give out like 3D glasses and I just didn't see them? Like, what is going on? And I'm like, I just wasted, like, the crazy part about Disney, right? So I get off that and I look at my watch and I'm like, I just wasted 90 minutes of my life for a ride that I don't even
It's 90 minutes long?
The lines are 90
with the
minutes.
line and everything.
Oh, yeah. The lines are crazy.
I thought you can get a pass that brings you to the front of the line.
You so you used to be able to do fast passes, but now it's called the lightning lane and you got to pay for that.
Yeah, right. How much
expensive is that?
Amount. So like, again, like sometimes 90 minutes is not that bad in comparison. Like I've seen lines that are like 3 hours long. And in my head, I'm like, there is literally nothing
at the bar
that I would stand in line 3 hours to be a part of. There's not a single thing on this earth that could happen.
I would stand 3 hours to meet Hulk Hogan. That'd be about it.
Nah, I like Adam Sandler's my favorite actor. I would not even wait 3 hours in line to meet Adam Sandler.
What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Oh, I mean, how could you even pick one, man? There's so many good ones.
I
mean, I love Happy Gilmore. You know
Big
what I like that I
Daddy.
think like undercover is Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds is a great movie.
Right? Like no one talks about that one with him, but like, you know, Big Daddy's awesome. But like Mr. Deeds, I crack up when he's got the black foot.
Yeah.
I can't feel anything. I can't feel anything.
Watch out, here it comes. Maria, do they still have the Michael Jackson ride at Epcot Center?
I don't know. I'll find out today.
It used to be the Ewok, the Michael Jackson Ewok. That was my favorite ride.
Like 4 years ago, and I don't remember seeing that one at Epcot. Yeah,
I've been to
like you know, they have all new stuff. Like we're going to Epcot.
Oh.
They have a Guardians of the Galaxy ride. I'm a big Marvel person, so like I'll get on that one. I like Soarin'. They got the Ratatouille. They got Moana there now. So you know, it's
I'm not a big Moana fan
because you really feel like you're in the country that you're in.
Do you like Moana?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have a 2-year-old who's obsessed with it. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't really like
I
Moana.
did not like
Moana a lot. I thought it was one of my favorite movies when we were there. I love that movie.
No,
Moana?
Moana's a little overrated. We had Maria came on the radio show the other day. She did great. They loved her. I had Maria and Joe on.
What radio show was that?
The morning radio show.
The morning show that you're hosting. Okay, cool.
That I go. Well, I don't host. I just interrupt the host, and he drive him crazy. But other than that, it's pretty funny. But we had Maria, and they loved Maria.
Did you guys see Olivia Miles from Notre Dame? Did you see the savagery over the last few days?
No.
Oh, where she did transfer to TCU, right?
Yeah. Let me transfer to the team that just knocked me out of the tournament. I love it.
She transferred to TCU. Yeah. TCU.
Oh, because they got
did like the box. Shaq gave her the box, right? I saw that the other day. Shaq gave her the box. She opened it up. It was TCU jersey.
Yep.
That was the team my father was talking about because I asked Maria because they had like 6 wins last year. And then
they have all the money. They have all the money.
But all these kids are graduating, so I don't know why she's going there unless there's other kids that she thinks she can. I mean, what Haley Van Lith did was she was friends with like 3 other kids that were about to enter the portal, and they just basically said, let's go there as a package deal and try to win. I wouldn't be surprised if she's trying to do the same thing because we know that TCU has a ton of money.
Ton of money.
I never would have thought TCU would have that.
They have a ton of money.
Compared to Texas Tech, SMU. Where does TCU get that kind of money?
TCU has a good football program, don't they?
Yeah, they're on par.
Yeah,
you got to think about Texas as in old money. Like that's why SMU. That's why SMU has so much money. It's the same reason that TCU does. Texas Christian University, like who's been going there since the beginning of time? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Same thing with SMU, Southern Methodist University. So they're
money. You know what I mean? Like the people who are Christians that live in Texas, they're giving a lot of money to the school.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Maria, when you were going over the pay scale for the women's NCAA tournament, is that based on the teams that get in, the number of teams per conference, or is that based on how far they go?
the more teams you have in, right, the more chance you have of, because I think it's part of the TV rights, right? So
Right.
like if you go further, you have more teams going further.
You get paid more.
You have a bigger, opportunity to make more money. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me pull it up on my phone. Let's see here. I was
Well,
just
UConn winning the national championship. I wonder what that was worth.
SEC 3.4 million.
Jesus.
Big 10 3.1. ACC 2.1.
Oh my God.
I think that's the is that the Big 12 there? Yeah, 1.7. And then the Big East 680.
That's crazy. So that's even with UConn winning?
With the national championship, they didn't make $1 million.
Well, yeah, because think about it. They're the only, first of all,
they were the only.
The Big East went.
Right.
They're the only team that made it out of the first round.
Yeah. No, I know. I figured like the national championship would be worth $1 million if you won it. So winning the national championship must have been worth like $250,000.
Well, no, because it's distributed against with all teams. It's spread equally, Steve.
Yeah.
So it is worth millions, but there's only 2 teams, and then all the Big East teams take all the money. UConn doesn't get all the money for themselves.
Well, 680 is going to the Big East.
They have to share it.
That is split into what, 6 different teams?
That's why the mid majors. That's why the mid majors. When St. Peter's went to like whatever they went to the Sweet 16 in the men's, it was a big deal because those guys were getting, I don't know, 300,000 or something each from that. For those conferences was paying the money, but for UConn to be the best, that's actually bad, right? Because of the Big East, so to be so low.
They got to share it. Yeah,
you got to share it.
So Maria, like 5 years from now, will the Big East be relevant? I mean, not getting that revenue, like all these other teams are getting that revenue. We're not getting a fraction of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, will the Big East be relevant? I mean, yeah, but maybe the Big East, if we flash forward 5-10 years, will just be a mid-major conference.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what's scary.
Out because, I mean, I'm assuming that there were other. So like, if you look at the Ivy League, right? They had 2 teams in. They had a couple of teams that made it to the second round or whatever. They're probably getting a couple 100,000.
Yep. Easily.
Schools, like,
and they have the biggest endowment compared to everyone.
Yeah. It's
that's just scary. That's absolutely scary. So what do you think for next year? I mean, the one thing, Gino doesn't typically take a lot of transfers, correct?
Yeah, no, it's got to be the right fit.
Right. So he's got a top-notch freshman class coming in. And you still expect them to be the Big East is the Big East. They'll win the Big East. Yeah, and they Sarah.
They could have won the Big East this year, playing their reserves. The majority of the games.
They could have. So they still are in great shape. I mean, they still could win the national championship and repeat again for next year. With AZ and Sarah and Jana and the freshmen they have coming in.
Listen, I think now it's like actual fact. He's the greatest coach. He's the greatest coach.
He is ever.
I think that when you have the greatest coach of all time on the sideline, you always have a chance, right? Like, because preparation is boss when it comes to the postseason. I think that what we saw this postseason was a lot of coaches very ill prepared.
And I had to ask you this because it was hysterical when I watched it. ESPN did their broadcast, then on ESPN2 was Dee and Sue. They are absolutely hysterical. It's not even close. Like, they are so funny.
Yeah. But you know what?
And they're smart.
Is if you're gonna watch that version of it, it's hard to watch the game.
It's hard to watch the game.
They entertain you.
It drove my father nuts. I'll be honest. It drove him nuts.
They're not talking about anything really that's live going on in the game. They very are. And you got someone that they're interviewing. So you're trying to watch the interview and watch the game. It's really hard. I actually only turned that on during
I watched it after. I didn't watch it during. Just because my father watched it and he couldn't get over how funny they were.
different way to do that. Because I do think that they're very entertaining. And they do have good insight, but when you're trying to like be entertaining and interview,
You can't do both, right?
You can't really analyze the game. It's and it does make it really hard to watch.
And are they on do they have like a regular show during the week or anything like that?
No, I mean,
it's just during the games.
with Megan, but D and Sue don't do one.
Megan was the one. She gets a little angry out there. She's a little heated.
Megan Rapinoe?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Was she heated?
No, I watched the show with the both of them, and she says some interesting things. She's fairly entertaining too.
Passionate. Yep.
Yes, very passionate. It just cracked me up watching him. So you're at Epcot. You're there for spring break, correct? For you guys?
I mean, I don't get a spring break, but sure.
Not you, but I mean your kid. Kid.
Oh no, actually, it's not Layla's. My parents have a Disney vacation. They're Disney Vacation Club members. This was the only week that they could get this year. So she actually, I think her vacation is the week following Easter. So
it's after Easter. Okay.
She has a week, and then she'll get another week in April.
All right. Well, all I want you to do is just look at your calendar because I know you're very busy in the summer. Mm-hmm. And I want you guys to make a trip up to our lake house in the Adirondacks so I can have you up.
We'll make that work.
That's That's all I ask.
Yes, but I love you guys. But I'm going to bid you adieu before I miss.
No, I know you got to go. That's good. Have fun. Thank you so much for doing this. You were great all season.
Hey,
we loved having you.
Good year when we end with a UConn national championship, which by the way happens all the time.
Yeah. Every year. Somebody wins. So, men or women, someone's winning.
It was because our show broke the jinx. Right? Yes. All UConn alums, our show broke the jinx.
Yeah.
Because we did the show. Have a great trip.
All right,
and we'll talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you when I get back.
All right. Bye, Maria.
All right. Bye.
Oh, that was great. I had them both on the radio show. It was funny.
That's great. That was a good idea.
Yeah, it was. But Joe was getting mad because radio's completely different. And there's commercials, there's live reads, there's guests. So we had him scheduled for 8:35 and for 8:30, and then we couldn't get to him until 8:45.
Oh wow. Okay.
So he was having a minor conniption. But he was fine after that. The host was good. The host talked him up pretty good. I'm gonna try to make a reel of the segment that he was on because he was very good. They were loving each other up because they're both old radio guys and they think radio's the best and it's great. So that was fun. This was my brainchild, just so you know, and it worked out well. I think we had a good run. They talked about the show on the radio, and they did. Yeah, well, because they looked at our numbers, and he was like, "Your numbers are outrageous. They're amazing." He's just like, "Congratulations," because they're higher than their numbers. So, and he's the top morning show in the area. And he was like, wow, he's like, you guys are doing great. It's like, it's just really impressive that you've taken this podcast as far as you have.
Well, we got to take it farther.
We will.
Yeah, it's amazing that the Husky Hoops comes to a conclusion with now. What do we take on for the spring?
I was trying to think about that. I mean, baseball's almost over. They end in May. We'll come up with something. I mean, we're gonna do another Rebel. I got to get you because Erica wants to come on Rebel. I think we'll do two. We should do 2 Rebels a week.
Maybe we should call it like Husky Hardball.
I want to. It's just let me just check their schedule. I want to see how many games
they're only probably halfway through. throw.
But if I know you don't have interest in it, but the Woosok show I do is very good.
No interest.
You don't want to do the Woosok show, okay? Let me see.
I don't have. I can't follow it enough to be.
They do have a good number of games left. I mean, we could do it. They have from April 9th until May 17th. I mean, we could absolutely do it. And they're having,
and we could do like basketball, softball, and baseball.
Yeah. But do you know softball or baseball? I mean, I know baseball.
Do I know it? Do I know the ins and outs of UConn per se? No, but I mean, baseball.
I have a good guest that could help out. His name's Jason Grabowski.
Okay, I remember the name. Yeah,
he played in the major leagues.
Oh, they're struggling a little bit this year.
Yeah, they've had a rough year. They were good last year. They were really good last year. So, but Kevin Freeman was thrilled. He liked the show. He loved the watch along. I did a show with Chris Bellamy last night that was good. I don't know. I can't believe I got this, but if you want to do it with me, you're welcome to. Are you tired already?
No, my eyes are hurting.
Oh, okay. I got a Husky talk with Ricky Moore.
Oh, he's great. I love Ricky.
I wanted to see if you had any interest. If you want to do it with me, you're welcome to.
Depends on what it is. But Ricky Moore, great guy.
Yeah. Ricky Moore's a great guy. And he did coach at UConn too.
Oh, he did. Okay. What does he do now?
He coaches somewhere else.
Is he a teacher or is he?
No, he's a college coach.
Oh, college coach. Okay. Yeah.
I'll have to. I'll check. I have to call him tonight to schedule him. So when
North Carolina A&T, is that right or no?
When I have no idea. When next week, if you're available, what would be the best? And I want to be on a prospect podcast. I want to talk football and show what a great coach I am.
Yeah, we could certainly do that. Yeah, absolutely. Ricky Moore does Ricky Moore have a son?
I believe so. He had a controversial exit from UConn. I know that.
Oh, really?
So I don't. Yeah.
Was he with Hurley or no? He coaches.
No. He was with Ali.
Well, that whole crew had a.
Yeah, I know. But they won their lawsuit.
They should have won their lawsuit. That was.
No, they should have. I mean, he was there from 2013 or 2014 to.
He does have a son.
Yes.
His son is a 6'5" shooting guard.
Oh wow! He's at the school he's at.
No, I don't know where it's. He just says on Twitter. Oh, North Carolina A&T he's at.
Okay, I'll do.
His son is. I never heard of the school, but he's in North Carolina. He's averaging 23 points a game.
Wow. What
6'5".
days would be best for you next week if you were able to do it? I mean, would you, if I could get Wednesday at 11, would you want to do it like our
next week? I'm on spring break.
Oh, that's right. Are you going away?
I have a showcase I have to run on Friday, but other than that, I don't know what we're doing yet.
You're doing? Okay.
I don't want to book next week yet.
That's fine. That's fine.
So you may have to do without me, but
no, that's fine.
Yeah, his son is a really good basketball player.
That's fine.
Good. I wonder if he's looking at UConn.
And I emailed Oscar again to ask for help for Megaphone.
Okay.
Because I was looking at it. It shows no podcast showing, and I'm like, we have everything's there. Like it all transferred. So I was just really confused.
Yeah, it doesn't
didn't
make
make
sense. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. We definitely. If I need help with technology, then it's definitely hard because I know technology pretty well. So there's something to it that makes it definitely more difficult.
And Belcor messaged me. I didn't know if you wanted to follow up with him yet or not.
Oh, I'll take care of that today.
Okay. Because he's excited. He liked the shows. He likes the reels, all that stuff. But yeah, if you want to do a Husky hardball show, I think we could pull that off. I mean, it'll at least be entertaining.
No doubt, it would be.
And it'll be good content. I mean, your shows are all good content. But if you have time to do another Rebel this week, Erica wants to do it. So I just
Okay.
wanted to see if you had time. If you had time tomorrow. Let me just see with her if you have time Friday, because she really wanted to come on. She's free. She's free tomorrow.
What's her political slant?
Oh, she can't wait to fight with you.
She wants to fight with me.
Yeah. She said, what exactly did she say? She said she might claw your eyes out. So I can't wait to have her on.
Just tell her facts. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Listen. She is conservative, but she's not a Trump guy.
Right.
She's not a Trump guy. So, but she absolutely wants to come on.
That's great.
She said that I just so you know, I may claw Dave's eyes.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, if you have time tomorrow, she's free during the day. So
okay, let me see what I could do there.
Yeah, just double check, and then Friday I think she's free, but she definitely wants to do it. It got huge numbers on the Studio 25 podcast, the local podcast network I posted on.
Right.
And then I posted on Facebook. I posted in all the conservative groups.
Okay.
The conservative like Trump groups.
Yep.
And it does so well.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It got like 1.8 thousand views just on that.
Well, that's
so
funny.
yeah,
That's
just
great.
on Facebook. So yeah, it's going great. So that's why like I definitely would do a second Rebel because it infuriates people. It's anytime I post it in Worcester, the comments are just vile. Just how fat we are, how Dave needs to comb his hair, and
My hair looks good, man.
I know your hair looks. I love it slicked back. Billy, the liquor guy. Billy was great. Billy wants to come on again.
Did he enjoy it?
Oh yeah, he wants to do a fucking weekly show. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. He thought we were hilarious. He thought I was hilarious talking about snorting blow off the girl's tits. Yeah, he loved it. He had a ball. They got great pictures of us. I got to get the pictures of us because he had his photographer there taking pictures. And we'll be in the movie. We'll have a chance to be in the movie.
That would be great. Hold on a second. Yeah, that would be phenomenal. I mean, I would love that. So
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. Okay, do your thing, and then we can talk more offline.
Yeah, I got a noon show I gotta do.
Okay.
It's for the Humane Society.
Christy wants to know where's Maria, where's Joe D. We already had them on.
Sorry,
Christy.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah, they're
sorry.
gone.
You missed
They're
them.
gone. We had them on earlier.
But yeah, we'll do a Husky hardball. We'll talk about it. All right, do you have anything else this afternoon?
I have a lot of stuff today.
Okay. I have a couple things. I'll try to give you a call tonight. I have a couple more shows. Just let me know. I'll try to call you tonight. I got to do this SPCA freaking podcast, which I don't know how I'm gonna do. The Humane Society.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll talk about Bo. We'll see how that goes.
Bo's the man, dude. You love him.
I know he is.
Your dog's cool.
Yeah, Archie's awesome. Well, that's why they wanted to do it, because I made the mistake. They came on the radio, and I told them that I got my dog Archie from their Humane Society. So they wanted to talk about him and come on the podcast. So now I have to do it with them. So we'll see what happens.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, all right, go do your moniker.
Yeah, well, I'll do my moniker for Coach Schumann, the great Joe D'Ambrosia, the voice of the Huskies, the icon, the best of the best, legendary UConn Husky women's player Maria Conlon, current Western Connecticut State University head women's basketball coach, and the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them back at life.